Oh.
Welcome to the show. We hope you enjoy this episode. Prepare your butthole. It's time to start the show.
Welcome to As For the Rest of Us.
Episode number 6.
If you're keeping count.
Yeah, hopefully you are. I am one of your two hosts. You have two hosts here right now.
Dose.
It's me, RandomHeroXIX, Justin Harris, and...
Shadows. Why do you point at it? Because then I gotta try to point, and I can't figure out the screen.
You point yourself, always. I just want you to do it once.
Shadows.
Just point at yourself. There.
Yeah.
This way. I always point
I point at the. I point
Just
at the
take
door.
your opposite hand.
I can point at the door.
Yeah, point at the door.
Shit.
Shit.
How was your week? It was the 4th.
It was the 4th.
We were together.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, usually
We were together.
the format of the podcast always works so well because we don't see each other but once a week. So everything is brand new and fresh. We've seen each other twice. I spoiled some stuff whenever we were there. I was just like, shit, we could have talked about that on the podcast.
Because I saw you at the store too.
You saw her
You said twice.
this week.
At the store?
You saw me at Sunday.
At the game store?
So is that you start your work week? You start your week off on Sunday, or you start your week on Monday?
My week starts and ends with you.
Okay. So your weeks are Wednesdays?
Yeah, that's like the beginning of my week. And like my weekend is really my week middle.
Mm-hmm.
I call it a midweek.
Midweeks. Oh, midweek's break?
Yeah, midweek's break.
A midweek's break.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I take a midweek's break.
So this week I've done nothing great.
Okay.
Other than working.
You did horrible things?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just did work. We did the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Out at your familia's casa.
That was nice.
It was nice. Really good food. Some
Hot.
Good company.
Overcast.
It was way too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Overcast. But yeah, I mean, it's
Moist.
always a good time being those moist boys.
Oh.
It's always a good time hanging out with family. We don't really get together, I mean, as a big family, but like a handful of times a year. So I always really enjoy being together with everybody.
Absolutely.
That way I can always just be like, man, I wonder what Thomas is up to. And be like, hey.
What are you up to?
What you up to?
Yeah.
Other than that, and work and stuff, not really a ton. I started playing a couple of new games. I started playing Tales of Bersaria.
I wouldn't be able to spell it.
The Tales of games are like traditional.
Like Telltale?
No, Tales of.
Oh.
The Tales of series is like a JRPG series, so Japanese role-playing game.
I remember that from last week. We learned this.
We did.
Me and the kids.
Like a traditional JRPG is in like a Final Fantasy type. You're gonna crack open that White Rock? Oh.
We'll wait a little bit.
At least it happened while it was recording.
All right, go ahead.
That's how it started off, and then now this one is kind of set up combat-wise like Final Fantasy 12, so it has almost like a big radius that you're able to move within, and it's not just turn-based in that sense. This one actually allows you to do like combos and stuff, so it's kind of like fighting in Kingdom Hearts, but in Kingdom Hearts you have like a little bit of a bigger area. Okay. This one, it kind of restricts you within a specific radius.
Oh, okay.
You have to stay within that radius.
You can move around.
You're free to move around. You do your own combos and attacks and stuff. And whenever you have your partners with you in the game, you can do kind of like how in Kingdom Hearts, how you can set them up to like, I want you're playing the dangerous game, and you're out of frame. You're playing the dangerous game, man. You're out of frame.
Well, we got White Rock going on again.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't again.
Oh.
This would be beforehand.
Shit.
You broke out the format. I guess people will understand once it happens.
Yeah. I get it.
We'll just let you guys guess. Is that the Turkish Woods of Turkey?
Yeah.
So like how in Kingdom Hearts, whenever you have your party members and like you have Donald, you'll say, I want him to heal me whenever I'm close to death or something to that effect. Or I want him to fight aggressively, or Goofy to always be defending me and being right beside me. You can do that stuff with your party members in this too. So it's more like a more closed-in Kingdom Hearts battle format and stuff. But so far it's a great game. I haven't played but maybe 4 or 5 hours worth of it, and it's supposed to be a long game, like 40, 50 hours. So I'm really digging it so far. There are some characters that are very over the top with their anime trope, like very, I'm going to talk like this and sing and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
So that's a little bit hard to swallow sometimes. Name of my sex tape. And what else was that? Oh, I've been playing a lot more Destiny, per usual. Played some PUBG. Players Unknown Battleground. I've talked about it maybe before. I'm not sure if I did or not.
Probably, maybe.
It's like a tactical shooter, but it's the format of how that's set up is if you're playing solo, it's you versus like 99 other people.
Oh, okay.
So it's like all free for all, and it even has like a countdown time, like a thing in the corner that shows you how many people are left on the map.
I gotcha.
There's a big, huge circle, and it's a really big map, too, because you can actually get in vehicles, drive around. You can do it with, you can play by yourself, you can play in duos, like doubles, triples, and quads.
And traces, and
obviously that breaks it down. If you do doubles, there's 50 teams, so they'll show you how many teams are remaining out of everything that's left. But the circle closes in, and there's like a barrier that's on the outside that's made of like this weird blue electricity stuff. So if you're outside of that barrier too long, then you can get hurt enough to die. Just get electrocuted to death by the barrier or whatever. But it forces you basically to get within the circle. So as the gameplay goes along and more people are dying, you're picking up gear and stuff like that as you're getting in closer and closer. You're forced to get like into a closer, tighter radius to fight these people, to the point to where you might have just been kind of camping and hiding the best you can, and there's like 15 people left, and your circle is super small, so you're forced into combat with these other people because they're so close to you.
I gotcha.
And it's like I said, it's just the whole one man standing kind of thing, just forced for survival, and it's a really fun game. I've been playing that with one of the guys, Gus from up at GameStop, working with him.
Oh, Gus.
What have you been up to this week?
Well, I got a couple of funny stories to tell you.
Oh, tell me.
So,
tell me your funny story.
Well, one of them's not really funny. So,
oh God,
last
I'm
Friday.
Depressed.
No, it was exciting.
Oh,
it was exciting. So I went to I played a benefit show, and I did a solo gig. And it was a great time. I actually found out that I've really been missing live music and playing live, and then I played for a couple hours, just played a free benefit show, did a mix of about 50% covers, 50% originals, and it was awesome.
Nice.
I mean, people didn't really, I mean, they pay attention as much as they pay attention at any old place, winery, or whatever it may be.
Right.
But it was just good to be out, good to hear some compliments, and I just dug it. I was like, man, I really want to play it live some more, so I definitely want to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely do the live. It was good to get back into the swing of things.
That's sweet, boy.
That was my Friday night. That was a good time. And then my Sunday night, I decided about 11 o'clock that I needed to go to work at night.
Okay.
Because I wasn't planning to go to work on Monday. And so I was like, oh shit, I gotta get some stuff done. So I decided that I was gonna go ahead and go to work and knock it out. And so it was dark and whatnot. And there's bugs out at night.
Sure.
And some of them buzz. And like beetles and stuff. And so like I was walking out of my house, and one of them like through like right by the window and like hit the screen, and I jumped and I got a little scared.
You get scared.
I got a little scared.
Yeah.
Might have peed just a little bit.
Nah.
But then after that, this is all true, all realistic. Is that I was walking to my car, and I saw this thing down by my legs.
Oh my.
This creature. Yeah.
Like a cat?
I don't know.
animal,
and I felt like something brushed my leg, and then I looked down and I saw this dark thing because it was dark out.
Yeah.
And
you pieced out.
I went, oh! And then, and then I moved away and it kept following me, and I was like, I said, oh! And I was in the neighborhood, and it was 11 at night, and I realized that it was my shadow.
Oh!
As
you guys say, that's it in the truest sense of the word. I mean, from layers of fear, your scares are just
yeah. There was 2 big loud O's, and then my heart was pounding, and I started laughing. And I just kind of laid on my car because I realized that it was my shadow following me. And I have to say that I think that was the first time that I ever got scared of my shadow, but it was scary.
I'm gonna say probably.
But there were multiple lights. Like, there was a light from my house and a light from the neighbor's house, and it was kind of like created this trifecta. Because there might have been another light, so it's 3, so it's a trifecta.
So it looked like a different shape.
So there was like a dark thing in the middle that
body.
was kind of like moving, but it was moving towards me at the same time that I was moving away, so I got really scared. And I didn't know what it was, but I knew that I didn't want it next to me.
Right.
But it was my shadow. So that was that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is frozen bananas.
Okay.
It's my new obsession.
Okay.
So there are a few things in life that I have tried to tell myself that I don't like.
Okay.
One of the things being pork.
You don't like pork?
I don't like pork.
At all?
Nothing.
Not
from
even
a pig.
like barbecue?
No.
No bacon?
Yes, bacon.
I mean, you can get different kinds of bacon. You don't like pork bacon, like the traditional?
I like pork bacon.
Okay.
But this all comes around. So, I don't like pork.
You don't like bananas?
I don't like bananas.
You like frozen bananas?
Well, here's the thing that I'm finding out about myself.
Here's the thing.
Is I really do like pork and I really do like bananas.
Okay.
And actually, if we're really talking about things, I really like pork and bananas together.
Why?
Not bananas, but plantains.
Okay.
Like fried plantains and pork together.
Okay.
Is like there's a Nicaraguan restaurant.
Okay.
Restaurant.
Me gusta Nicaragua.
There in St. Louis that makes killer pork and plantains.
I don't think I've ever had a plantain in my life.
Woo! It's killer.
What does a plantain taste like?
It's like a non-sweet banana.
So it just tastes like mush?
No.
Does it have any kind of a flavor to it?
It's kind of it's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, but it's more of like if you took the sugar out of a banana.
I can't imagine that.
Close your eyes.
No. Wait. For the audio listeners, when this eventually is audio, imagine I just closed my eyes.
He did it. So I do like pork, and I started to get over
I was going to say, it was like, you gotta like good barbecue or something to that effect.
I do like
especially
barbecue.
If it's, I mean, not just beef.
I'm not a big fan of pork steak, but when cooked right, I do like me a pork steak.
Okay. So you like pulled pork sandwiches?
I like pulled pork.
Okay, cool.
I do like pork, evidently.
Yeah.
Like,
you just been saying it. That was the hipster in you.
I was cool. It was cool to not like pork.
What was the other word?
Subterranean.
You were being super subterranean about the pork.
I'm so subterranean.
I hope you guys watch that next episode.
But so then the bananas, I really like too, and I just realized that I actually like bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the phallic part of bananas that I was like, I don't really. It seems like I don't know, but I don't know, phallic. But frozen bananas, let me tell you.
Okay.
Dark chocolate covered frozen bananas are
like a Bluth family tradition.
Which I really wish that there was a Bluth banana station.
That should be
here.
a chain, like just a regular chain like that.
Yeah.
Like I mean, enough people
Who
know.
wouldn't?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just like making what's the Bubba Gump shrimp company?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just like somebody making
Bluth
that,
bananas.
like the Bluth Banana Company.
Exactly.
Frozen banana stands everywhere.
I'd do it.
Yeah, you would do it.
I would open up a franchise. I would purchase a franchise of Bluth.
You'd be a franchisee.
Yes. Yes, I'd be as famous as the McDonald's franchisee people.
McDonald's.
But so I got to thinking, how is a frozen banana made?
You freeze the banana.
It can't be that simple, though.
Yes.
Like...
That's just like asking how is ice made.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like you don't...
You pour the water in the tray.
No, not an ice. I know how to make ice.
Right. You take the banana,
but how do you make the chocolate?
How do you make the chocolate?
I mean, how do you put the chocolate on the banana?
The banana's still frozen. You just put the chocolate... It's like fondue.
No, my bananas come with the chocolate already on them.
The frozen banana?
Yeah. It's frozen chocolate.
Frozen chocolate banana?
Yeah.
Then I don't know. It's different than making your own. I was assuming you were talking about like making it homemade.
So if you make your own, you freeze the banana with the stick in. You pop the stick in.
Okay, so yours is actually a full-on like stick process and everything too, because you probably wouldn't. You could probably do the whole thing and do like all at once. Like take it off the peel, put the stick on there, put the chocolate on it. It could almost be like a magic shell or something like that too at that point. You know what I mean? Because that would solidify fast. If you did it at home. So you could
frozen the banana, and then you could put magic shell on it after the banana was frozen.
Yeah, or that's what I'm saying. If you're getting something that's like prefabricated, like it's to you,
or
they're doing it beforehand
and then put it in the freezer. That way you don't have a lot of drips.
Yeah.
Do they make dark chocolate magic shell?
I would assume so, probably.
Because I love the dark chocolate.
I'm going to look it up.
But I also like peanut butter. So I wonder if I could dip the banana in like a peanut butter sauce and then put the dark chocolate shell on it and then put it in the freezer.
Dark chocolate.
That sounds like orgasms.
To you. I don't like dark chocolate.
I love dark chocolate.
It's too gross.
Ooh. I'm going to try that. Tell me if there's dark chocolate magic shell, please.
It looks like it, yeah.
Where?
Dark chocolate magic. Dark chocolate magic shell.
But is it something you can buy?
I would assume so. They've got it in we have magic shell in...
Click on it. That's a novice chef. I'm not seeing anything where I can buy a dark chocolate magic shell.
We've got magic shell that's in the kitchen that has Heath bits in it and stuff too. Like they make it all kinds of different.
But dark chocolate's different than regular chocolate, than milk chocolate.
Let's go shopping.
Let's shop.
Magic shell. Hershey's shell topping. Chocolate flavored.
You can get you a black and cream shell shirt.
That's probably what we need to look for. I mean, let's get in there. This is it.
75% off. What a deal at Poshmark.
Thanks, Poshmarks.
Poshmarks.com.
Not a sponsor. All women's clothing. Oh, God.
Anyway, so back to bananas and other ways that you can eat them frozen. Did you know that you can make banana ice cream?
Yes.
But not in the sense that we had it 2 days ago.
Yeah, you can make banana ice cream.
Like you take a banana and you mush it up.
Yeah.
And you just eat it.
You don't have to make it the way that we made it 2 days ago. And to make ice cream at home, you can just use like heavy whipping cream and sweetener and stuff like that too. Yes, you can.
No, I'm not even talking about that.
I know. I'm just talking about there's different ways you can make ice cream in general.
No. But this is...
Don't be a shit.
This is just bananas...
Shit is
blended. Just frozen bananas and blended. Nothing else. It's just banana. I guess you wouldn't even call it ice cream.
Right there.
One ingredient banana ice cream. Yes, but that looks like it's got something sprinkled on top of it, which is not one ingredient.
Like nutmeg.
2 ingredients. But yes, you just it's so grand.
Do you have to really like bananas if you like that? I'm going to let the people see. What the hell is turned on?
It's just great.
I might have to turn that off.
I have to highly recommend it to everyone. Can everybody hear my voice still? Because that's important.
Why wouldn't they be able to hear your voice?
I don't know. But,
A world in every pint. Oh my God, so many ads.
It is essentially...
There it is.
It's just blended blended frozen bananas.
That's it.
Try it.
No.
OMG.
You have to like bananas.
Which I do, evidently.
I like bananas.
I found out.
Okay, I'm trying to find where the actual ingredients of this is.
It's a one ingredient.
No, I mean,
one green.
I know that. I'm just talking about like the actual make process.
Oh,
of it.
the process.
Start with ripe bananas. They should be sweet and soft, just like me. You peel the bananas,
you put
cut
them
them
into
into coins.
You can't buy anything with those.
You put them in a container, and then you fucking freeze the shit. Okay, for at least 2 hours, but ideally overnight.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
I recommend that.
Blend the bananas. Okay.
Yep.
Now they're blended. You keep blending. They look crumbly.
Yeah.
Okay. You keep blending.
Yeah.
They're gooey. You keep blending.
I mean, it's baby food.
The banana looks like oatmeal. Watch the magic happen. Suddenly, the last bits of banana smooth out, and you'll see a mixture shift from blended bananas to the creamery, soft serve ice cream texture, and then I guess they just put it in the freezer again, potentially. Or I mean, is it still cold?
Yeah, it's cold still. You can just eat it straight from the like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
What did they sprinkle on top? I think it said something like somebody put Nutella on it.
Yeah, you could do Nutella. You could do peanut butter powder like that.
Yeah.
PB2.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, PB2. That sounds good to me.
It's killer, man.
I could tell you one thing. That would not be Mandy's cup of tea. She doesn't like bananas, really. She likes banana flavoring, but she doesn't like actual bananas.
She might be like me. She might just think she doesn't like bananas. You're fancy. So another thing that happened...
You already know.
Is that I went to the comic book store.
No.
And, yeah.
I refuse.
And I won't mention the comic book store name because it's not necessarily the most positive thing to say.
Oh, it's not a positive experience?
It wasn't a positive experience.
Oh, this reminds me of another experience I had. You go first.
Okay. So, I went to the comic book store and I went to go get my new issue of Outcast. So, this is a couple weeks ago because Outcast had come out a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
And I noticed I didn't have Outcast. And I said, hey, I didn't get my Outcast. What's up with that? Outcast not come out this week?
I mean, probably did.
And he said it did. But your last name begins with an S.
What?
And we got shortchanged on our order, and we go alphabetically.
So because your last name's an S, and then they did everybody else's order except for the S's, and back, that's dumb.
So what he said, in a joking manner, was, maybe you should consider changing your last name. And one, I thought, fuck you. And two, I thought, that's not a bad idea. Not to actually change your last name, but to go in and say, hi, my name is Shaad Abraham. And I would always get my books.
Why was your last name a first name?
I don't know.
You couldn't have gone with Adams or any other,
No.
No?
Hi,
my name is Shaad Abraham.
For those listeners, watchers, whatever you are, if you are starting a new pull list at a new comic book shop, I highly recommend you using a last name that is towards the beginning of the alphabet if you don't have one of those.
Yeah, but maybe every pull list is different particular. Maybe some other ones go based off of like a first come, first serve type thing. You know what I mean? Like if a pull list, they have a pull list of like 50 people, and you're number 45 in the pull list, and they only have 20 issues, they'll give it to the first 20 people that came in the pull list first.
Wouldn't they alphabetize the pull list?
Why would they have to? Shad Schubert came in first.
No, but you don't. The pull list isn't just whoever comes in first and says, "Hey, it's in my pull." They put it in a folder for you. They set it back so that if I come in 2 weeks from now, I still have my books on lock.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it.
I know.
Pull list.
I just meant like if they, you know what I mean? Like if they did it
like
just
they might pull it from mine if I'm going to
say
come
like
in
they
2
were
weeks
going to get
now.
you're number 15
I'm Shaad
out
Abraham.
of 50. There's 50 that, and they got the new Outcast. They're only going to have 30 issues, and you're number 15, so you're guaranteed a copy because you're one of these
because
50
I'm the
people.
15th one that come in the store.
Yes.
Ah.
So you're like guaranteed that copy of the stuff. The other people would have to wait because they're going to have to get so many of it.
They don't really have a pull list, then they just have a bank of books that they set back for people who like them.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you don't have like, it's just whoever comes in first.
Book bank.
A book bank.
Book bank.
I mean, that could work potentially. Or
I mean, for
You can go
it might
by
benefit
priority
you more
list,
because
like-
you might have came in way before the other people
Like,
too.
the customers that have been with the store longer.
Yeah, like a seniority
Like,
rules type thing. Yeah,
exactly. Like,
That's what I meant,
I've been a customer for 5 years versus you who just started 2 months ago.
That's what I meant.
I'm gonna get
That's
that
what I
book.
meant. Like, but that would benefit you in that sense, though, because you've been going there longer. Doesn't matter if my last name is Harris versus Schubert. I would be guaranteed a copy because even if I just started 2 months ago,
Yeah.
you know, if I said I want that version of, if I want to make sure I have a pull,
you
with
would get it
Shaad.
before me.
Yeah,
But at the same
that's
time,
that's what I meant. It's unfair.
if Diamond shortened people's books, then Diamond's the distributor, like the major distributor for comic books. So if Diamond shorted the books, and you just signed up, and you know you're not getting your pull, then like you probably would go somewhere else. So their new customer base would not very much grow, huh?
Not very much grow, huh?
Shit. But that being said, I also thought about maybe changing comic book stores to something a little different, changing things up a bit.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I just thought that was a funny story. They're like, "Why don't you change your name?" And I was like, "Why don't you fuck off?" I didn't tell them that, but I did actually say, "Well, I could go to a different store." And they went, "Oh," but I don't think they cared. Tell me about your not pleasant experience story.
It wasn't
Justin.
a not pleasant experience. It was a totally pleasant experience. I just forgot that I'm to mention within the last week we went to the Bookworm had the big book fair thing that they had. They had books that were paperback that were $1
Okay.
out there. And
You find anything good?
yeah, I decided that I was going to start reading the Tom Harris novels. So I'm
Like
start,
the Hannibals and
Yeah.
the Red Dragons.
Yep. So I'm going to start with Red Dragon. I wanted to get Black Sunday, which was his very first novel.
Okay.
Doesn't have ties to Hannibal like you're in the series at all, but I just was wanting to like just
Start
go
from
through
the
his
beginning.
because his books are like it ended with Hannibal Rising. He's not written a book since then. I don't think.
Okay.
So
So has he only written 5 books, or has
Yes.
he got a bunch?
Totally.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He might have had some other like small short stories for different
Okay.
places like magazines like
He's
or
got
whatever.
Black
but,
Sunday, and then he's got the 4 Hannibal Lecter
Yes.
series books.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
But I mean that's enough of a commercial success that you
Sure,
could
yeah,
rape
you
off
don't
of
have
that
to, yeah.
anyways. But I decided I wanted to start doing this, so I picked up Red Dragon. Mandy was looking in the horror section. We got the Devil in White City, the book based on H.H. Holmes, the serial killer.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. I was like, it's all Chicago based and stuff, anyways, and I really like
So
that.
is it a fictional story based on him?
No,
or
it is
a
an
Bible?
actual
A
fact.
Bible.
It is a fiction or
A factional
a factual book. It's a factual book.
nonfiction?
No, it's a nonfiction book that's written from the perspective of H.H. Holmes in that sense.
Biography, that's what I was thinking of.
A sense,
Not
it's
a
kind of
Bible.
like a biography. I didn't know though that with the new movie coming out that Leonardo DiCaprio's doing, it's based off the book. It's the whole Devil in the White City.
Oh, really?
He actually bought the book rights and everything from that guy.
Oh,
so he
wow.
owns all of that. He's gonna.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think Martin Scorsese is directing the movie. He's gonna star in it, and he's like an executive producer and stuff too.
Murder Castle was what they called the
yeah.
building that he was in.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, I told Mandy, it was like, I'm as excited as I am for Leo's interpretation of it. I'll miss Evan Peters in Hotel. Because, I mean, that's who his character was basically supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And he just was really fucking good as that creepy pencil mustache dude. So, what was his name in that? What did they call him? It wasn't H.H. Holmes.
No.
It was something else.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't remember because they gave serial killers their real names in the rest of them other than him. I can't remember what it was right now, though. She picked that up. We also got a couple of, which I'm excited to start reading. We haven't really started yet, but like Haunted Midwest, like real, like true haunting stories and stuff, and like murder mystery or not stuff that's actual like people had documented from the Midwest.
Local,
yeah, and then they have like the Haunted America stuff too. We didn't buy that. We just wanted to do the Midwest. It even starts off like in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Does more of Illinois stuff, and then it goes to like Indiana, Iowa, and just all Midwest regions.
Has got a couple of the actual like Southern Illinois ones.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
That's I want to get ones that's specifically for Southern Illinois too. But this has some that are like I think there's one based in like Alton.
Okay.
So it's close enough to home, but.
Sure.
I mean, there's a whole big like 5 or 6 stories at the top of the list that are based out of Chicago.
I got you.
And a couple other different books and stuff too. But it was just really I've not gone to that store in years, And
I pop in every once in a while too.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really good experience. We walked out of there with, I mean, some of them were hardback, some of them were paperback, and I think we got like 7 or 8 books, and we only spent, I think, right at $20 for the whole thing, which I felt like was not a bad deal at all.
Absolutely.
And for being mostly used books, they were all in like impeccable condition. Like my Red Dragon that I got was just a paperback. It was $1. My Red Dragon I got. It was in paperback, and it was in really, really good. Like, it looked like it hadn't even been read before, and I only had to pay $1 for it.
I might still have. I don't think I do. I used to have the hardback for Hannibal Rising.
Yeah.
Because I was on my way to Florida and stopped by a bookstore in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And you go to Alabama to get to Florida? Some people? Georgia?
You can.
Georgia.
You definitely go through Georgia from here.
It was Georgia. Stopped like right on the border, right in Georgia before you get to Florida, and there was a bookstore.
Call that the Florida-Georgia line.
Yes. And is that a country band?
It is.
That's really.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So it's about a bookstore. The band is, and there's a $1. There, they had like all these hardbacks for like $1, and I bought a ridiculous amount of hardback books that I never read. I bought like a bunch of George Carlin books. I bought a Gene Wilder book. I bought.
That's the Gene Wilder book that's at your guys' place that I'd seen all those times?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I bought that at the dollar.
I was going to borrow that at one point in time. I really want to read it.
I think I got rid of it.
It's like an autobiography, right?
Mm-hmm. Anything
goes.
And there was a bunch.
Ooh. You should wear this outfit all the time.
But
show everybody. This one. Right here. I'll wear this.
Does that mean you?
My hair back. Yeah, that's us right here.
I used to have hair that long.
You wear your Pharrell hat and your suit that looks like it did not get cut. Right. Like they had lines that they were going to make like cuts in.
That was where they were going to sew.
They were just like,
hem it.
They were just like, fuck it, we'll leave it.
Those were the Hemsworth brothers?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not Hemsworths.
But yeah, I got cheap books once too.
Good story.
Speaking of horror movies.
Oh, you would.
I had a question. Is there a thing where horror movie titles don't go past a certain number?
No.
Are you sure? Think about it. Think about it.
Okay.
How many movies did Halloween have? Like, number-wise? 6. And then they went to H2O.
Uh-huh.
So
20 years later.
They didn't go to 7.
No.
And they never went back, and there's never been a 7 or an 8.
Saw did 7, and the 8th was the final
chapter, see?
So 7 is the top number. What are there others?
Children of the Corn?
I don't know how many there are.
There's
4?
Some.
4 or 5?
Probably. I think there's 5 at least.
Children of the Cord.
I think that they reboot them after a certain number.
Outlander!
Or they call them something different.
We have your woman, Outlander! The blood still flows through her veins! I sound like the Canadians.
See, look! They have 666.
Okay, so I guess that would be... I mean, it's not 6, but it is. I mean, it's right there. I would consider... I'm going to give that a 6.
So then they had Revelation and Genesis.
Yes. And then Runaways planned.
Ooh. So they stopped calling them children of the... They stopped numbering them after a certain amount. So I think after 7...
7's the max?
7's the max.
I don't know.
Can you think of an 8 of anywhere? Does Friday the 13th have an 8?
Yes. Friday the 13th goes up to 10.
Do they call them 10?
It was Jason X.
X, that's
10.
True. Shit.
And it was always Friday the 13th part 8. Part 9 was Jason Goes to Hell was the subtitle, but it was still Friday the 13th 9 or part 9. That's at least 10. I think 10 was the top.
Probably had.
Nightmare on Elm Street only had like 5 or 6. So it was like the last one was called like the Dream Warrior or something like that. Okay.
Well, that shits on my theory.
Jason X, aka the best movie ever made. Don't forget that this is what Jason looked like. Let everybody see that too.
Uber
In case you've not seen Jason. So that was he died, was brought into space, and then murdered completely, and then they started bioengineering on him. So not only is he just Jason,
he's robot Jason.
Now he's fucking robot. He was already strong enough to begin with, and then now he's a cyborg, basically. Just running.
He looks like a black and silver version of what's his name?
Jason X in the comics.
What was it? What was the red guy on Power Rangers?
Yeah. The bad guy.
Zed.
I don't remember. Rita's boss, right?
Yeah. Not Zordon.
Zed
that's
Power Rangers?
Zed Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, it's right?
Yeah, Zed.
Nice. So
Lord Zed, Z-E-D-D.
I saw the new Power Rangers. Have you seen the new Power Rangers?
No.
The movie? I watched it this weekend.
He does look almost exactly like him.
Yeah.
Like to the like the exposed
even the chest plates
yeah.
and everything.
He's Rita's boss, though, right?
Yeah.
Like he can.
I think so.
I think that's how that would look. Ivan knows.
I liked him. Him and Apocalypse are about the same from X-Men.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Yeah. So
the one that looks nothing like Apocalypse.
Yeah. The new Transformers. The new Power Rangers is a lot like Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how
I would
when you got the new
Are they both
Transformers,
Michael Bay? Is
I
the
don't
Power
think
Rangers
so.
Michael Bay?
No, but they followed the same formula, and not even like it didn't go "Wah!" or anything like that a bunch, but it just looked like they were from the same universe. They were like, hey, Transformers and Power Rangers are the same thing. And it wasn't even the Zords, because I didn't even really care for the Zords, but it was just like the whole atmosphere felt like Shia LaBeouf could pop up at any moment and save the day with Marky Mark.
His name's Dean Israelite.
Huh. Wasn't that awesome, but it was the Transformers treatment, as I called it in my notes. I said they gave the Power Rangers got the Transformers treatment.
I don't know any of these other movies he's done. What's Project Almanac?
It's not a real movie.
It is. I've not seen that. I know what that is now.
Today is better the second time around.
Yeah, it was his feature film debut. Everything else was just short films.
Ooh. Have you seen the new Jumanji trailer?
I have avoided it.
Keep on doing it, buddy.
Because I feel like that sounds like a train wreck waiting to happen. I don't want it to ruin my childhood.
It won't. Like, it is so far away from the Jumanji that we know and love that...
Let's go with this.
You won't even know. It's a video game.
So, I know.
Oh, okay.
I've read what it's about, kind of, now. I read, like, the synopsis of how it's supposed to pan out, but I've not seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, here's my thing with it. There's a lot of movies that I don't watch anymore. And I've heard, like, people use the term, it's a fun movie. And that scares me because that doesn't mean that it's a good movie. I've heard people use that with like
it's lighthearted. It's not heavy. It's kind of light. It doesn't really have.
It's not a great movie. It's not good. It's just okay to watch. I've heard that with people saying that about Suicide Squad. They said it's not a good movie. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Same thing with I can't think of it off the top of my head anymore.
Power Rangers.
Not Power Rangers. I've actually heard from a lot of people that was a legitimately good movie.
Oh,
but
really?
I could see that like Resident Evil movie.
Yeah.
They're not good movies. They're fun, and it's cool watching the action and stuff like that, but they're not great movies by any means. But that's what I meant. Like John Wick, I've heard people say both, that it's a fun and a great movie. I think it's a great movie. I think out of like the new action movies that are out, it's probably one of the best.
Ew, I still haven't seen it, but I know that it's on my list because of you.
Yeah, it's legitimately
because of you.
It's legitimately a really fucking good movie, and I like it a lot, and I can't give it enough praise. And like I said, that to me is a good movie, but that's what I'm scared of. Whenever people say that toe thumbs,
yeah,
John Wick, I give it 2.
2 toe thumbs.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like that's most action movies. I feel like get that too. Like they're just it's a fun movie.
Yeah,
I hear that with like fast movies, the Fast and the Furious or whatever. They're just fun movies. I don't really have any inkling to want to see those because I'm not really into cars first and foremost. But at the same time, like I'm just that's what. And I'm just like I don't really care one way or another. But and that's not to say anything about like the Power Rangers and stuff. I just hear that term being thrown around, it kind of now to the point it makes me just be like, I don't know that I want to see it, just because like it almost seems like it's cool, but it's also kind of like a waste of time. I would rather spend that time watching something that I would maybe potentially people were saying like it's actually a legitimately good movie.
It's a good time, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing I struggle with, and with
Pooping.
Movies, with TV shows, with video games, is it's all entertainment, obviously.
Right.
That's what it's there for. But being somewhat of an artist and wanting to make sure I have time to create, I struggle with that balance of how many movies do you watch, how many TV shows do you watch, how much time do you spend playing video games, and I am always pulled in one direction over the other, and I'm always searching to find that balance of creativity and relaxation. And so it's like, what gets to that filter? And definitely if a movie is, it's a fun movie, I think it has to, for me, it has to start falling off. And even with, like, I like the comic book type stuff, and like, I want to watch all the comic book movies, and I want to watch all the comic book TV shows, but it's getting overwhelming.
Yeah.
And like, it's to that point.
Getting very thick out there.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And so it's like, what do I start kicking out? And like, even like, I still haven't finished watching this past season of Flash, of Arrow, or of Supergirl, or iZombie. Like, those are still in and those are my shows. Those are the ones I watch. Those are my stories, as they say.
Those are your stories.
Those are my stories.
Yeah.
And
those are your soaps.
Those are my soaps. And I still haven't finished them, and because I'm struggling to be like, I need to be creative, but I want to consume all of this entertainment as well. And it's definitely a balance, for sure. I'm trying to figure out what to consume and what to not to consume.
There's way too much media. We have too many things that we need to watch as well too. And I'm at the same time, I get, as much as I love watching TV and movies and stuff like that too, I have a bigger inkling toward gaming.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's hard for me to find time. Last night I played Destiny for a while too, with Dallas and Keith. And we sat down and we started playing, and it's always a fun time because I like hanging out with them. I like getting on that game, and I love playing the game. But at the same time, my character in that game is now capped out. I've got 440 level, 400 light, and there's not really anything else other than like finding pieces of gear and stuff like that I've not got yet. So we decided we was going to try and get some different weapons and stuff that we didn't have yet, or Dallas has one of them, and he was trying to help us get stuff.
Yeah.
So we was going through this mission. We probably spent like 2 hours just trying to... Oh, I forgot to silence my phone. We spent like 2 hours just trying to do this one mission and like consistently failing. And it got to a point to where I was just thinking, I was like, I'm having fun hanging out and doing this, but I would also just rather just hang out and do this with a game that I have not played much of, or a game that I can do a lot more in, potentially. Why are people trying to get a hold of me so much?
They're like, he's done!
I don't know. Anyway. Jesus. Okay. Sorry about that. That's totally unprofessional and bad.
How dare.
I know. How dare I?
You.
So yeah, anyway. It's just, I would have rather put more constructive time into something that all of us could have enjoyed playing, that was new and fresh.
Sure.
And something, because after I finished doing it, I was just like, as much as I've had fun playing Destiny and hanging out with my friends, I would have much rather done it playing a different game, because I'm kind of to the point with this game now that this was almost just like a waste of time.
Yeah.
Doing this for like two and a half hours, and I was just kind of upset after I finished playing, as opposed to just being like, no.
Uh-oh.
As opposed to as opposed to being like, like, oh man, that was such a fun time. I mean, and like I said, I don't want to diminish it by any means, because I always have a fun time with my friends.
Sure.
But at the same time, I would have much rather done something else.
They're not listening.
They are. Always. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not why I was saying. I want to emphasize it, though.
Yeah, there are many times throughout the year that I go, I'm going to cancel my Netflix, I'm going to cancel my TV shit, I'm going to get rid of my whatever, and I'm just gonna go all artsy, and I'm gonna go off the world, and I don't ever do it, but one of these days I wouldn't mind doing it. I wouldn't mind just clearing the shit for a bit and just going all arts and crafts on the world, and just seeing what we need to be doing. So I don't know. It's just something I struggle with, is entertainment. I love entertainment, but then I also love creating entertainment.
Right.
At the same time. So it's a double-edged sword, man.
That's the reason why I like doing the podcast too. One, I feel like I'm quite a talker in that sense, and I like doing both of the shows, this one and the other.
Yeah.
And it gives me a creative out to be able to put something out there that it makes me proud that I'm doing this at the same time. I feel like creating content for you fine listeners and watchers is entertaining. I find that, you know, our conversation here is generally entertaining enough for me to feel like I think that other people should hear this, and I think that other people would get a kick out of it.
Except for episode 7.
Right, except for episode 7. That's the most boring shit ever. Don't ever listen to that episode right after this one. But no, I mean, I really like doing it, especially, you know, even the after shows, giving the time to be goofy and do other off the wall shit, not just the standard podcast too.
Absolutely.
It
is the thing. So I've got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of time we're rocking.
We're close to an hour now.
Okay. I've got 2 questions. Very important. 1, what are your thoughts on fidget spinners?
I'm not a fan.
Okay. Next.
Unless you're it's one of those things that's just, I actually met a guy that came into the store the other day, and he was looking at the fidget spinners, and he said, I've got one at home. The other day he went to the doctor, and he's an older dude, like probably a couple years older than me. And he has...
An older dude, but he's just a couple of years older than you.
Well, you know what I mean. He's not like a young kid.
He's not a child.
Whenever you think of somebody that's being diagnosed with ADHD or ADD, then you're thinking like this is somebody that's had it since they were a kid. Obviously he had, but he'd not been diagnosed until recently.
Until they start over-diagnosing it.
So then he went to the doctor, and the doctor suggested saying, you know, like, instead of just doping you up on medicines, let's just try and do something to get your mind off of it. Have you had a fidget spinner before? Or heard of them? And he said he's heard of them. He doesn't like the idea of it. And he said, okay, well, the doctor actually gave him one to, like, whenever
for free?
he said, yeah,
that shit's like $10
to spin. And
I bet it was really
miss,
expensive.
You know what I mean, though?
Like the doctor bill.
Probably.
Like, I mean, like a Band-Aid.
Like $100.
Yeah.
Times 10 the price.
Yeah.
No, but he actually gave it to him, and like that's meant for that's using a fidget spinner for what it's meant for.
It's like using medical marijuana for what it's meant for.
Right. Instead of like just not using all of it and then trying to sell it and getting high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it actually, that dude was into it. He said it worked. It was good for his...
He wasn't looking to like buy a bunch of them or anything like that. He has one at home. One's fine, but he's using it to its purpose because it helps him concentrate.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, I mean, that makes me happy that actually hear that, like, holy shit, there's a person that's actually using it to its exact purpose. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that there's a lot more out there, and other than the 50,000 kids that come into the store that say, I've already got 12, but this one looks cool.
Yeah, I like the flash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like... It makes me happy to see people skateboarding because they're using skateboards for the real reason.
Right.
Instead of like a shelf. Or, I mean, a place
just to show off.
A pillow.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Or,
a pillow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a backpack accessory.
Just to strap in there. You don't ever use it. You sometimes take your backpack off and just wheel it into the house.
Yeah.
With a leash.
Anyway.
What's your other question? It was important.
If you could laser hair removal one part of your body, what would it be?
Laser hair removal one part of my body.
Think hard and long about it. And I don't mean that in like a dick kind of way.
Probably my ass. My ass crack asshole area, because it gets hairy in there sometimes.
You would that's where you would go?
Yeah, it's not the most comfortable, especially whenever it's like hot. Where would you go?
I'd go the back of my neck.
Yeah?
I get this
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
right here. And
I do too, but I've been trying to get my hair
can't
cut.
cut it.
I've been trying to get my hair cut once a month, and then that usually helps keep it down.
And this is like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I got a lot. I got like the nape of my neck is like Wolfman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You look like Wolverine.
And I can shave everything else. Like I can shave my face on my own. I can shave my balls on my own, and all that. But but the back of my neck, I just can't reach. And
That's what she said.
So I'd like that. Maybe the upper part of my back, because I get like 4 really long hairs. That's about it. Are you ready for the song?
No.
Oh.
I was just getting my snare ready, because it's probably got to be close to the end.
Yeah, I mean, that was my final question.
Right.
So.
Right.
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 Thank you for watching the episode and listening.
So, but we haven't told them about our new thing.
We will. We'll explain it in a second. We've got to plug the show. People need to know that they have to subscribe to the channel. They need to like and comment in the description below.
Those things right there?
Yeah, those things that are down there. Look at you using context camera cues. Look at you.
Those
aren't
links, though.
They're not links. I mean, they can't click on that.
I tried to
that's
click
exactly
on
where it goes.
It just pauses the video.
YouTube.com/RandomHeroXIX. You're here already. Just click the like button and subscribe. Twitter are the 2 handles here on the sides. RandomHeroXIX and Shaadws. Facebook.com/AsForTheRestOfUs and SoundCloud.com/AsForTheRestOfUs.
Where we play you tunes. There's tunes on there.
Leave us a follow. We're the only podcast ballsy enough to ask a split-second question at the very end of it. Shad, would you rather have dick-sized nipples or a nipple-sized dick? Think about it. Think about it. Just real quick.
Nipple-sized dick. Oh, Wicky's old, saying that everything's alright. You're giving me just cause to go. You're giving me just cause to stay and fight. What's the point in it anyway? When no one's there to wipe your tears away. A people full of hate, growing in numbers every day. Soon it all will be filled up with fear. Oh, Winky's old, saying that everything's alright. You've given me just cause to go. You've given me just cause to fight. It keeps old, saying that everything's alright. You've given me just cause to go. You've given me just cause to stay and fight.
Yeah. This is good.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember we missed the first verse.
We'll do better next time.
We'll do better the next time. Maybe in the next episode. Who knows?
We're gonna end shows playing songs now.
If you didn't get it.
Bye.
Bye.